What again? We are in a school, we're in an institution where there is no rules and regulations, there is no laws. What do you think is likely to happen? You are in a church that there is no rules and regulation governing anyone. What do you think will happen? What do you think will happen? What? Yeah, Roxanne, what do you think will happen?
So everyone will do what he thinks is right for him, or
exactly. We will be doing things that we think is right. At the end of the day, like the place will just be anyhow. Like there won't be any direction. There is no direction. We don't know where we are going. We do things anyhow. So come to the accounting body, the accountancy body. If you think that there is no rules and regulation governing accountants, auditors, what do you think they will do? Let's come to the accounting body. If you are, if the accounting body, like the Institute of Chartered Accountant Ghana, the accountant that we have in Ghana, there is no rules and regulations, there is no principle, there is no laws governing them. What do you think accountants will do? Or what do you think will happen? Do you think people can invest and get return on it? Do you think people can put money somewhere and get return on it? Do you think people can do business and get profits? Okay, there will be misuse of funds. Okay, that is very nice. People will just use money anyhow. People will squander money anyhow. Okay, that is very nice. What again? What again? What again? Charlie, this class is not that me I will come and talk, then you listen and go. This is a class that is a discussion class. My classes are always a discussion class. You have to say something. You have to say something. We are 28 on this call. And excluding me, we are 27. So I can see only 2 people talking. Investors will shun from investment. That is very nice. Nobody will be willing to invest because people will be using the money anyhow. People will be using the money anyhow. So people will leave their funds under your control and use it anyhow because there's no law saying that if you misuse someone's money, the person should take it to court or something. There's no law governing how accountants should do their thing. So accountants will be doing things that they like. They will present financial statement the way they want it. They can decide on what information that they will give to you and what information that they will give to the other person. If you and Anando, you come, they will decide on the information that will give to Anando because of his status, and you too, they will decide on the kind of information that they will give to you. So that is very nice. That is very nice. So do you think there is a need for us to regulate the accounting body? If you are saying that there's no rules and regulations governing the accounting body, people will do things anyhow. Do you think there is a need for us to regulate the accounting body, the accountancy body? Do you think there is a need for us to regulate it? Do you think there is a need for us to regulate it? Okay. Yeah, Ruth, do you think there's a need for us to regulate the accounting body, Ruth? Beatrice, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. Do you think there is a need for us to regulate the behavior and then the attitude of accountants in Ghana?
Yes, please.
Why do you think so?
Because they'll misuse our funds.
They will you also have funds in one of the firms?
Yes.
Okay, okay. I understand. Because me, I don't have any. So that is why you are saying they will misuse our funds. And I want to ask you so that if you have some, me, I don't have any. So maybe I'm not part.
I have. Or okay. They've already misused. I'm not sure those that misuse a proper accountant.
Okay. That is very nice. There is a need for us to regulate the accountancy body, because if there's no regulation, people will decide to do whatever they want to do. Like you just put money somewhere, people will run away with their money. People will run away with their money. And people will just decide they will just put it upon themselves and decide to put any information out there. They will just put any information out there without thinking what the information will do to the users. They will put any information at all there. So it is very necessary that the accountancy body must be regulated. That is the reason why we have the standards. Because we can have investors from Nigeria, we can have investors from China, we can have investors from USA who want to invest in companies in Ghana. But here is the case, the way we account for machinery over here is different from the way they account for machinery in Nigeria, the way they account for machinery in USA. If an investor is coming from USA to Ghana, the person will find it difficult in investing in Ghana because the accounting policies are different. The way of reporting are different. So the person will find it difficult to understand the financial statements presented or prepared in Ghana. That is why they issue a standards. They issue a standards that whatever happens and wherever it happens, there should be the same reporting procedure for it. So if you have property, plant, and equipment, the standard that you are going to use, whether you're in Nigeria, India, and any country at all, should be IAS 16, so that there should be a uniformity in the way we do things, so that people can compare the performance of companies in Ghana to that of companies in USA. People can do inter comparisons of performance among companies. That is why we should regulate the accountancy body. It is very necessary. It is very necessary to regulate the accountancy body. If not, things will go anyhow. Things will go anyhow. Things will go anyhow. All right. So it is very necessary that we should regulate the accounting body. But we are not here to look at how or the body is responsible for regulating the accounting body. No. The main focus where we are here is to deal with the principles that accountants must follow. The principles that accountants must follow. And in the attempt to follow that principles, what are some of the things that will help the accountant not to obey those principles? As an accountant or as an auditor, if you go and audit a firm and you realize that those firms, what they do is that they do child trafficking. What they do is child trafficking. As an accountant, you cannot just come to the public and be pouring this information to the public anyhow. No, you are being expected to keep any confidential information that you have derived or you came across during your professional work. So as an accountant, you are being expected to be confidential. You are being expected to be confidential. Also, as an accountant, you are being expected not to be lying to people. You should say the thing how it is. But in your attempt to be truthful, there are certain things that will prevent you from being truthful. Those are the main reason why we are here. We are coming to look at the five principles that general accountant must follow and what will prevent them from following those principles. So we are here for those things. We are here for those things. So before we continue, do you have any question before I will start sharing my slides with you? Do you have any question? Can we move on?
Yes, please.
Okay, if you have any time, read the top. My focus is not on the top. If you have any, if you have time, spare time, read the top. My focus is not on the top. Okay, my focus is here. We are coming to talk about ethics. 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 Okay, if they say ethics, what is the meaning? Ethics. Ethics, what is the meaning? Ethics. They say, oh, ethics, ethics. You are not being ethical. You are being ethical. What is the meaning? What is the meaning? Yeah, Beatrice, ethics.
Ethics is do's and don'ts of an organization.
Do's and don'ts of an organization. That is very nice. AG, ethics. AJ, ethics. AJ, I can't hear you.
What our sisters said, they are just about doing their own thing. And it's also about how to behave in an organization
Okay,
or
okay, that is nice. Nice, nice. Chris, ethics. Okay, GM is saying that rules that govern people behavior. That is very nice. That is very nice. Chris, ethics. I'll take two more, then we move on. Kwame, ethics. If they say ethics, what comes to your mind? Ethics. All right, so let's move on. If they say ethics, ethics simply means doing what you want others to do unto you. So do unto others what you want others to do unto you. That is basically about ethics. Do what you want others to do unto you. What you are trying to do to someone, if someone should do the same thing to you, will you like it? That is all about ethics. So ethics is always about you trying to judge why they are saying this thing is wrong and why they are saying this thing is right. And ethics in other words can mean acting in a good conduct. Acting in a good conduct. That is ethics. Acting in a good conduct. You know that stealing is not good. Why is it that stealing is not good? That is all about ethics. That is all about ethics. So if you talk about ethics, as an Africans or as Africans, we don't have ethics, but we only have morals. Africa, there we only have morals, but we don't have ethics. If you want to challenge me, the floor is open. You can challenge. Why Africa, we don't have ethics, but we have only morals? Beatrice, I can see that you want to challenge that statement. Africa, we don't have ethics, but we have what? Morals.
No, I don't want to challenge, please.
So it's true.
Yes.
Why? How? Why do you say it's true?
Let's say, me personally, my personal understanding, we Africans, what we say we shouldn't do is what we will do. We want to try and see what is there. When I
Okay.
do this, what will happen to me?
Okay. That is nice. That is nice. But as in Africa, we don't have ethics, but we have morals. Why do I say so? You see, we know that in Africa, we know that maybe stealing is bad. Stealing is bad. No matter what, stealing is bad. Stealing is bad. In Africa, we also know that as adults, you can't be doing certain things on the road, or you can't be on the road and be kissing. It's not acceptable. So we don't do those things. But we know that those things are bad. But go and put your phone at somewhere and leave it. Maybe just put your phone somewhere. Then leave it there and go and hide somewhere for maybe 2 minutes and see whether you are coming to see the phone over there. We are saying that stealing is not good, but who are those stealing? If you should put your phone in a beach and go to the house, will the phone be there again? No, someone will come and take it. It means that we know stealing is not good, but we are not trying to see, or we are not going, or we are not trying to do what we are saying is not good. We are saying that kissing on the road is not good. But if someone should put his or her property somewhere, someone will come and steal it. So we are not being ethical. But if you look at the white people, if you go and put your phone somewhere, the phone can be there for a number of days that you want to take it. But these people are people that you see on the way and they will be kissing. They don't care about morals, but they care about ethics. Why are people saying that this thing is not good? They care about those things. But if you talk about ethics, we are just talking about doing what you want others to do unto you. That is the principle. Do unto others what you want others to do unto you. Doing what you want people to do to you, and you try not to do what you don't want anyone to do to you. That is all about ethics. Ethics means acting in a good conduct. Ethics makes acting in a good conduct. Ethics makes trying to protect the interest of the public, putting the public interest as the top priority. You are financial accountants that your boss is saying that, okay, the shareholders want to see how the company is doing. And you and your boss knows that the company is not doing well. But your boss is saying that if we don't do something about the financial statement to make it look as if the company is doing well, they are going to fire the two of us. The two of us will be fired. So what we are going to do is that let's make the financial statement looks like things are going better. As a financial accountant or as a chartered accountant, you are to act in the public interest. Ask yourself, if I should put this false information out there, what harm will this cause to the stakeholders, not myself? What harm will it cause to the stakeholders? So if the harm is small, why should I do it? Why should I do it? So ethics means acting in a good conduct, acting in a good conduct, acting in a good conduct. And as a chartered accountant, you are being expected to obey 5 basic principles. 5 basic principles, and we are going to look at the principles. As a chartered accountant, you are to obey certain principles issued by the IFAC, So we are going to look at the IFAC fundamental principles. The IFAC identify 5 fundamental principles, and these principles are, one of them is integrity. Integrity has to do with, as an accountant, you are being straightforward, you are being honest, you are being truthful in your relationship with your clients. Your client says that the cost of the thing is 10,000, but make it 100,000. As an accountant, if you should do that, you are being forceful, you are being biased. So as an accountant, you should always present a truthful information. As an accountant, give a truthful information. Say the thing the way it is. Your boss is telling you that we are coming to do annual meeting, or we are coming to do quarterly meeting with the shareholders, and you prepared a quarterly financial statement, and you realize that there is an inventory item included in the cost of sales, which was overvalued. It was overvalued. So you came across that particular issue, and you are the one who are to prepare the financial statement for the quarterly board meeting. As an accountant that you came across this, you know that the financial statement is not well presented. What you have to do is that you have to correct that. But if your boss says that don't do it, if you do it, he's going to fire you. No, you love your job and you want to keep your job. But the principle is saying that you have to be straightforward and be honest. Say the way it is. Change it. If your boss says don't change it, if you go to the board meeting, you can say it over there that the financial statement is not well prepared. There is an item of inventory and this and this. But your boss is saying that if you don't ignore, you'll be fired. Because of the firing that you love your job, that you want to keep your job, you'll be forced not to disclose what is happening. You also ignore it, close your eyes, and things move on. So these are the things that we are talking about, the principles. The first one is integrity. Integrity has to do with, as an accountant, you being honest. You be honest. Don't provide a misleading information. Don't give out a false information. Be honest in all your business relationship with your clients. If your client is not paying tax and you have come to disclose that your client is not paying tax, say to the appropriate body that you have audited this financial this company, or you have prepared financial statement for this company and they are not paying tax. So those who are responsible should take it from there. Don't overlook it, because if you do that, you are being biased, you are not being honest, you are providing a misleading information. So as an accountant, you are being expected to be straightforward, honest, and truthful in all your business activities. That is the first principle. That is the first principle. Do you have any question about the integrity before we move on? Can we move on? Can we move on?
Yes, please.
All right.
Please.
Okay. Let's come to objectivity. Objectivity has to do with you not allowing conflict of interest or any pressure from anyone influence your professional judgment. As an accountant or as an auditor, or let's assume you are as an accountant or as an auditor, you went to audit a certain company. You realize that the company, they are engaging in a child trafficking. They are doing child trafficking. And unfortunately for you, your wife is the CEO of that particular company. Your wife is the CEO of that particular company. You went to audit a particular firm. You realize that they are doing child trafficking, and it happens that your wife is, or your husband is the CEO of that particular company. Your wife is the CEO of that particular company. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to disclose that particular information to the appropriate authority, or you are going to overlook it? What are you going to do? Beatrice, what are you going to do? You're going to audit. You're going to audit a certain company. You realize that they are engaging in a child trafficking, and unfortunately, your husband is the CEO of that particular company. Will you go ahead and say that they are not doing the right thing, or you overlook it?
I would say they are not doing the right thing.
Okay, you will not allow you that conflict of interest that if you do it, your husband will lose the job and there will not be any money for upkeep and those things in the house. You won't consider those things, isn't it?
I won't consider. Work is work. When you come home, you come home.
Okay, you are going to be okay. Let you chatter first before I will say this thing. Right now you are not chatter, so maybe you can say you won't consider. Let it happen before I will know what I will say. But let's assume that you won't consider. So if you're not considering that thing, you are obeying the principle of objectivity. Though your husband is the CEO, that is a conflict of interest. If you should go and report your husband, he's likely to lose his job or to lose his job, and there will not be any money in the house again. People will go hungry. So for some people, they'll say, okay, this thing, I don't want my husband to lose his job or something, so I won't do it. But some people, they will do it. But if you are not allowing any conflict of interest to override your business or your professional judgment, we say that you are obeying what you call the principle of objectivity. Another one is you have a supermarket somewhere that if you go to the supermarket, they will give you gifts. They will give you gifts and they will give you rich discounts. One day you went to audit that particular firm and realize that they are not paying tax. Are you going to report that they are not paying tax? That's why they are giving you gifts, Christmas gifts, they are giving you rich discounts and those things. Are you going to say that they are not paying tax? Beatrice, are you going to disclose it, the benefits and those things that they are giving to you? Are you going to tell the people that they are not paying tax?
Yeah, so that's work.
Oh, so are you going to say so that you won't take the gift again? The gift will not come again.
And they should take their gifts.
And they even promise you that even if you're able to overlook this, they are going to buy a Range Rover for you. Are you going to take that?
No, I won't take Range Rover.
So
I
which one
already have my Range Rover.
Which one are you going to take? You say you are not going to
I
take
won't
the
take
Range Rover.
any. I won't take any. They should pay the tax.
All right.
Because I'm also paying tax.
Okay, that is very nice. But you know that for some people, it will be very difficult for them to disclose this, isn't it?
That one there is true.
Because of the gift and those things that they are getting, isn't it?
Yes,
so
please.
I said that as an accountant, you are being expected to obey certain principles, but there are certain things that will prevent you from obeying those principles. And one of these is the gift that I'm talking about. If it should be me, I will say, let it happen before I know what I'll do. Yes, because the gift and those things that they will give to you, it's not easy. But being objective means that you know allowing any issue of bias, because the person is my father, the person is my sister, the kind of treatment that I'm going to give to the person will be different from someone that I don't know. No, as an accountant, you are not expected to do that. You're not expected to do that. Business is business. If you come to business, forget about emotions, whether the person is your boyfriend, your girlfriend, forget about those things. Don't let any conflict of interest. Even if you are auditing or you're preparing financial statement for your own company, don't say it's my company. So if I say the company is not doing well, it won't say any good thing about me. No, you're not being professional. You're not being ethical. That is all about objectivity. The next one is professional competence and due care. Professional competence has to do with you telling people that IAS6, you telling people that IAS 17 is still leases. Meanwhile, they have changed that standard. It means that you are not familiar with current issues. You're not familiar with current issues. You, as a professional accountant, you don't know that they have passed new tax bills in the parliament. You are not current with tax issues. You are not current with current issues. So they say professional competence. It means that as a professional accountant, you should try every means and ways to be familiar with what current issues. You should be familiar with current issues. You should find the need to develop yourself. You should find the need to go for further courses. You should find the need to read every day. You should find the need to read in your field. That is what we say professional competence. If you're okay with current issues, right now they brought new standard. They brought a new standard, and you are now telling people that, oh, we are still using IAS 17, which is leases. But now we are not using IAS 17 again. Which one are we using? Which one are we using? Which standard are we using for leases?
IFRS 16.
16. But as professional accountant, you are saying that, oh, leases is IAS 17, IAS 17. It means that you are not familiar with current issues, which is very bad. And if you are going to render a service to your client, you see that you're not going to render a professional service because you are not okay with some of the issues. Right now, they have passed some new tax bills in the parliament. Their government is here to sign and it will be implemented. But let's assume that it has taken effect, and you went to do a work for your client, and your client has win lotto or has win bets, soccer bets. Me, I'm an investor, so I'll use the bet as an example. So your client has won lottery or has won what? Bets. But you don't know that there is a withholding tax of 10% on any winnings that you're going to get from this. So as you're preparing the tax account for your clients, you just added the winnings from lottery and winnings from betting without doing any without calculating any tax on it. It simply shows that you are not familiar with current issue. You are not giving a professional or a diligence or an efficient service to your clients. So professional competence is saying that as an accountant, find the need for you to upgrade, find the need to read, find the need to be familiar with what current issues. If you are doing this, it means that your client will receive a competence and a professional service from you. That is the professional competence. That is a professional competence. That is why some people right now, as a chartered accountant, people are going to CIT, people are going to ACCA, people are going to CIMA. That is all about professional competence. That is all about professional what? Competence. Do you have any question? Or we can move on. Can we move on?
Yeah, please move on.
Richard, are you cooking for us? I can hear something there. The next one is confidentiality. You see, as professional accountants, confidentiality is very crucial. It's very crucial and it's very important at the workplace. As a professional accountant, don't go to your colleagues and telling them how much people are earning in the company. No, salary is a very confidential information. So as a professional accountant, they are saying that any confidential information that you derived or you gotten as a result of you rendering a professional service to your clients, at the end of the contract or at the end of the period of service, that confidential information should stay there. Don't send it away. Don't send it away. Assuming you are auditing company A and you are auditing company B, and these two companies are direct rivals. They are direct competitors. You realize that, okay, company A is doing well because they pay yearly bonus to their management or their employees. Don't go to company B and be saying that, oh, your competitor or company A is doing well because they pay bonuses. No, that is a that is a strength. That is something confidential to them. That is a strength. That is what they are using to motivate their employees to work hard. Although you have access to this particular information, don't go to the company B and say, oh, your direct rivals are doing well because they are paying bonuses. No, you are trying to sell them out. It is not acceptable. It is not acceptable. Any information that you gathered as a result of your work should stay there after the work. Don't go anywhere and start. Even if you used to drink, even if you are a professional accountant that you like drinking, even if you are drunk, control your this thing. Don't speak things that you're supposed not to speak. That is why they are talking about confidentiality. But this is always not the case. There can be cases where the issue of confidentiality will be ignored. One of those is when there is a lawsuit against the professional accountant, and the professional accountant has to bring out these confidential information to okay. So I'm saying that there's cases where the issue of confidentiality will be ignored. One of these cases is that when there is a lawsuit against the professional accountants, when there's a court case against the professional accountant in respect of the information that he has gathered from the client, that it becomes necessary for the professional accountant to reveal this confidential information to set himself free. So he has to defend himself. So in the case of the professional accountant defending himself against any claim, any legal claim against him, he is permitted to do that particular disclosure of that particular confidential information. So in your attempt to defend yourself, you are allowed to disclose it. There's a court case against you that you have done this, you have done that. You can say, no, I haven't done this. This is what I have gotten, and this is what the people see. Because you are doing this to defend yourself, you can disclose that particular information. And sometimes, if the issue is of the benefit of the public, it is in the public interest. Assuming you went to a company that they are doing child trafficking and you came across information like this, you can imagine the impacts, the implications of child trafficking. So because this information is very crucial and very critical to the public, you have to protect the public interest by disclosing this information. Apart from these two, you are not expected to disclose anything. You are not expected to disclose anything as a professional accountant. Whatever you have gotten as a result of your work, after the work, leave it there. Leave it there. Don't go anywhere and be talking. That is the issue of confidentiality. That is the issue of the confidentiality. The next one is professional behavior. Professional behavior. As a professional accountant, like you are C, you are chartered accountant. You have prepared financial statements and you have given it to someone with a first degree that the person should review. What are you saying? What are you trying to say? Sister Beatrice, what are you trying to say? You are chartered accountants and you are prepared financial statement. You are giving it to someone with a first degree to review. What are you trying to say? Sister Beatrice, what are you trying to say? If you do something like this, what are you trying to say?
Meaning you are not top of your way. Even though you prepare, but you really you don't understand what you've done.
If that is the implication, it's even better. You are saying that the accountancy body is nothing. You are saying that chartered accountants in Ghana, they are nothing. They don't know anything.
Okay.
As a chartered accountant, someone with a first degree, no, you can only give the statement to someone who is ahead of you. Maybe someone who has ACCA or someone who who has CIMA or something. Or you can give it to your colleague. But giving it to someone who has a first degree, no, you are telling us that being a professional accountant is useless. It's nothing. It means that you don't know anything. You are trying to talk bad, or you are trying to say bad things about the profession. No, oh, these people, oh, that person, he's just calling himself chartered accountant. He doesn't know anything. The last time that he prepared a financial statement, he brought it for me, or he brought it to me to review it. Look at what people will be saying. You are trying to do things that will discredit, that will say bad things about the profession. So if you talk about professional behavior, we are saying that professional accountant must comply with the relevant laws and not engage in any activity that will discredit the profession. So as a professional accountant, you are not allowed to give your work to someone below you to review. You can only do that to someone who is above you, That is what we are saying. As a professional accountant, you go and engage in maybe some illegal activities. No, if you are being caught, the profession, there will be a bad image on the profession, which is not good. Assuming as a chartered accountant, you are doing this one, you are doing drugs. If you are being caught, what is the implication? The profession is going to take a bad image. It is not going to speak well about the profession. So we are saying that as a chartered accountant, you should not engage in those activities that will say bad things about the profession. That is all about professional behavior. But do you think you as a chartered accountant, you can go according to all these principles? Do you think you as a chartered accountant, you can go according to these principles without facing any challenges? Do you think you can do that without facing any challenges?
Boss, please, I have a question.
Okay.
Regarding the illustration you gave about professional behavior,
Okay.
a chartered accountant preparing an account, asking a first degree person to review.
Yeah.
My question is, what if the first degree, whatever, though not chartered,
Okay.
has been working on the job, like he has that, or he or she has that experience?
Yeah.
And they've done that job for how many years? So the experience, so what would make it wrong? Or what would discredit the profession for you having a colleague, though not chartered, but even at the office scale of whatever, because of experience, is at a higher scale than you to review it?
All right. That is, so you are asking what is making it to
that one? Yes, what is making it wrong? What discrediting the profession in this scenario is like how?
Discrediting the profession in this scenario is saying that you as a chartered accountant, you are saying that you don't know anything, and someone who is not a chartered accountant, you are giving a work to someone to review. It means that the person, in the mind of the person, is saying that chartered accountants don't know anything. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. It do happens. It do happens at the workplace that you have a work and you give it to your colleague who is not a chartered accountant to review. But as a chartered accountant, you are being required.
Experienced.
Yes, as a chartered accountant, you have certain standard. You are required to go. You are required to be at a certain standard. But I'm not saying that giving your work to someone who is more experienced in the field of work is not bad. It's not bad. But I'm saying that as a chartered accountant, you are being required to be of certain standards. I'm not saying that what you are saying doesn't happen. In reality, those things happen. But
okay,
these things can only happen if the person is not a talkative. Are you getting it? If the person is not a talkative. But if the person that you are giving the work to is a talkative, the person will go around and be saying that he's a chartered accountant, but he doesn't know anything and those kind of things.
They're talking, they talk every day.
So what we are trying to say is that for you to avoid that thing, just give it to a colleague who is a colleague chartered accountant, so the person can guide you and do it. You as a senior member, you're supposed not to do work and give it to a junior member to review. That is my point.
I have understood you, but
Okay.
in practice, sometimes this person is your boss who gave you the assignment. So
Yes.
whichever way, once you are done, the person might review it.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
All right. That's what I'm saying is that me, I always keep on saying that these principles are just on paper. They are things on paper. They are
Thank
things
you.
on paper. So they are not something that will happen over there. Like what Beatrice was saying, that she will not accept that. Me, I'm still saying that I will not, I will witness that myself. I'll be
So,
there and they will say they want to give her Range Rover and she will reject it. So what I'm saying is that as a chartered accountant, do you think you can go according to all these principles? Do you think you can go according to all these principles without having any challenges? Do you think that can be easily done? Do you think that can be possible? Do you think that can be possible?
no, please.
What do you think will make it not to be possible?
Okay, I believe that's why we have the traits.
Okay. The question. Okay. I don't want to ask any question again. You believe that's why we have the threats. Okay, that is very nice. But I just want to introduce a threat to you. That's how I asked that question. So ask Beatrice that there is a supermarket that she has been buying things from, that they have been giving her free gifts, a free discount and those things. And she realized that those people are not paying tax. And to me, or to some people, they will find it difficult to come out and say that these people are not paying tax. I don't know whether you also face the same thing. Auntie Freeman, you also face the same thing. You find it difficult to say it, isn't it?
No, in fact, well, you first address them.
Okay.
And for me, I will tell them if they don't do it, I will report.
And they also tell you that if you don't report, they will give you $10,000. I'm not saying see this, so make sure listen to the figure very well before you answer the question. $10,000. Do you know the exchange rate as of today? Let me give you the exchange rate as of today.
Personally, on this one, I will report.
You report. No, forget about we are in a class. Whatever you see over here, we don't use it to judge you or to say anything about you.
Yes, I report.
Okay, you report. Okay, let me see whether I have a friend on this one, because me, I won't report. So let me check whether I have a friend over here who will also not report. Okay, Yao, Eric, Inketia, will you report? Eric, will you report? Eric, can you hear me? Will you report? Eric, are you going to report? Eric, are you going to report? Eric, why are you? So this is no first degree lecture that you just said the Zoom there and leave it to. Eric, why are you? Button, are you going to report? Button, are you going to report? These people, so hey, what is happening? Roxanne, are you going to report?
When we get to the bridge, we will cross.
Oh, Charlie, you just have to be truthful to yourself and say, oh, me, I won't report, but I'm just looking for a partner so that we'll move on. Okay, so you can see that there is certain things that is preventing you not to be objective. Those things are the gifts and the amount that they are mentioning to you, that if you don't do it, this and this. So you can see that there are certain things that are preventing you from being straightforward and from being unbiased. So these are the reasons why we have the threats. As an accountant, you can't just go there and say you don't want to allow any conflict of interest. You don't want to allow any conflict of interest to override your judgment and those things. You are going to encounter certain things. If you don't take time, you even forget about the issue of objectivity in the principle. You even forget that there is issue of objectivity in the principle. Your wife is the CEO of the company. Your wife, or even your brother or your father. Yes, sometimes you will be so emotional and forget about we have principles. So that is why we have the threats. Though the principles are there, there are certain things that will prevent you from going according to these principles. Those are the threats that we have. Those are the threats. So we have threat to the fundamental principles. We have the threat to fundamental principles. We have the threat to fundamental principles. The first one is self-interest threats. Self-interest one. Threats. Self-interest threats. If we talk about self-interest threats, what do we mean? We say that there is a self-interest threat. What do you mean? Beatrice, what do you mean? I won't talk again.
So it's about placing yourself above the profession or the business activity you are going to undertake.
Okay. Okay. What are some of the things that will give rise to this particular threats? What are the examples?
Financial issues.
Okay.
Financial issues might make you accept bribes anyhow, just like if we were talking about. Maybe for the $10,000, you have an emergency power to attend to it. In fact,
even if I don't have emergency, I mean, I will take
to you.
So don't talk about emergency. Even if I don't have emergency, me, I will take. So forget about the emergency. Me, I will take. Whether I have money in my hand, I will still take. I will still take. So it's very crucial. And sometimes too, yes, someone is saying financial interest and other interest. Yes, other interests. I want to know those other interests. Sometimes the person can be your direct competitor because of that competition that you feel within yourself. You want to be so hard on the person. Even the person is not doing that thing, you are still reporting that the person is doing that particular thing. Are you getting it? Yes. So sometimes you and the people you are doing the same business, you are a direct competitor. You can allow the issue of self-interest to override your professional judgment. Another one is you having a close relationship with the person. That, as I was saying, your wife or your husband or your sister or your father. Because if you should say that your father's company, they are engaging in child trafficking, they can seize their license, that they close the business down, and your father will not have any money again. And if your father doesn't have money, it is going to affect you. So you can also put that particular, what the gain that you are going to get from that, you can put it ahead of whatever the people are thinking about. That is what we call the self-interest threat. If you are explaining it, you have maybe some of the examples, you can give the example out. You can give the example out. Are we okay with that one? Can we move on?
Yes, please.
Okay. Let's come to self-review threats. Self-review threats. Self-review threats. What do you mean by self-review threats? Self-review threats. Self-review threats. Yeah.
Self-review. Assuming you have prepared a financial statement that has already gone out or is about to go out, and then you go and review it and realize that you made a mistake.
Yeah.
Correcting somehow might mean that you don't even know your job because you got it wrong at the initial stage. So you might be tempted not to look at it.
You just ignore it. That is very nice. That is very nice. Beatrice. Okay, GM, you want to talk? GM. Which of the GM? Joe Mahama or which one? Or GM, I can't hear you.
No, it's not John.
GM, are you trying to talk? Okay, Beatrice. Self-review threats. Beatrice. Beatrice, what are now? All right. Forgive. Self-review threats. Okay, Roxanne, you want to talk?
Okay.
All right, forgive. All right. I'm
So
listening.
review threat has to do with the professional accountant reviewing his own work An example can be the professional accountant has prepared a financial statement and is supposed to go to audit, and he's the same person at the audit session, and he's the same person going to review that same financial statement. So
Okay.
that's an example of self-review threat.
Okay. You are not here. If you are here, I should have hugged you, but you are not here. So
Oh,
don't worry. That is a very nice example. That is a very nice example. You prepare financial statement for the company, and you are the same person going to audit it again. So if you see that, okay, something is not wrong, you can't comment on your own thing. People will think that you don't know anything. Are you getting it? All right. Okay. Okay. Performing many activities for a client can also lead to that one. But the example, I also have an example that I want to give. You see, first you were the auditor for the company. Now you have been appointed as the CEO. You will see that you'll be reviewing some of your own works, your past work that you have done, isn't it? You'll be reviewing some of the past works that you have done for the company, isn't it? If you are the CEO, are you going to say that what you have done over the years is not correct? No, you can't say it. So if you say, people will say that you don't know anything. So you just overlook it. But in a reality, you just have to say the right thing, and because nobody is perfect, you just have to say the right thing and move on. That is a self-review threat and some of the examples. Let's move on to what you call advocacy threats. Advocacy threats. What do you mean by advocacy threats? Yes, Freeman. What do you mean by advocacy threats? Yes, who want to talk? If you have the answer, just raise up your hand and I'll mention your name. Okay. Okay, GM says that promoting client business. That is also another factor. Okay, if you are promoting the client business, if the client is doing something bad, you feel reluctant to say it. That's very nice. Running promotional activities for the client. That is very nice. That is very nice. What again? Another one is you are trying to defend the client, maybe in a court case or something. You are trying to defend the client in a court case or something. You trying to do something to protect the position of the client, promoting the client position. You are trying to be on the client side. So even if the client is doing a wrong thing, you can't say it because you are already on the side of the client. You are already on the side of the client. You are the mouthpiece of the organization. Hey, Charlie, but students are good though. Hey, that is very nice. Even you are the lawyer of the company. Yes, those are examples of what the advocacy threat. Let's move on to what you call familiarity threats.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Roxanne.
I want to ask a question about this advocacy thing. Okay, so there are some experiences where we do some works for some clients.
Okay.
And then GRA comes in, do their work and raises certain issues.
Okay.
And then the client will call us to address those issues since we worked on the account. So in getting into the things GRA has raised, you realize that they erred in a lot of things, trying to just create some liabilities for the company in order to, for lack of a better word, siphon some funds from the client. So in that aspect, when you stand in and talk for the client, correct those things that the GRA is putting up, will you say you're advocating for the client?
Okay, you see the threat comes in when you're not being professional, when you're not being ethical. But what you have narrated right now is an issue of being ethical. You are just being truthful. You are just doing your work. Are you getting it? You are just doing your work. So what you are doing is not going to influence, or it's not going to override, or it's not going to make you do what you're supposed not to do. So in this case, we can't say that is a threat of advocacy, because what you are doing is a right thing that you are doing. And this thing that you are doing, you are not trying to promote the wrong part of the client. But if you are trying to promote or you are trying to conceal the wrong part of the client, then that is where we have the issue of advocacy threat. Roxanne, can we move on?
Yes, please. I can hear you. Thank you. It looks
So-
like Dennis's audio is on.
Don't
Okay,
worry,
thanks.
I've met him. So you have answered your question, is that right?
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. So if we talk about the threats, you see, if you talk about these things, we are just talking about you trying to, or the thing is trying, or the thing will make you not to act in an ethical way. You trying to be something that will make you to be unprofessional. But what you have said right now, you are being professional. Nothing is influencing what you are doing. And what you are doing is part of your job. So we don't have any threat over there. We don't have any threat over there. But the threat will come in when you are trying to, the clients have to pay those liabilities, but you are trying to make the client not to pay it. So you are being unprofessional. That is where we have the issue of the advocacy threat. Can we move on?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you. Let's move on to the next one, which is the familiarity threat. Familiarity threats. Roxanne, are you practicing?
I work with an audit firm.
You work with an audit firm, so you are practicing. Oh, okay, you are not chartered yet, isn't it? All right. If you have my number, isn't it? You have my number. You can see my number on the page, isn't it?
Yes, please.
So when you have any vacancy for the CEO, just contact me. I want to be a CEO of your company.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So can we move on? All right. Let's look at the fourth one, which is the familiarity threats. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? All right. Should I be mentioning names? Justina, what do you mean by that? Okay, Justina cannot talk. Frima, what do you mean by that? Frima, what do you mean by that? My people are not here.
Long association.
Okay. Long association. Okay, that is very nice. Long association. That is very nice. Roxanne, since right now we are working with an audit firm, every audit question will come to you. So Roxanne.
Trouble don't come.
Since until I become the CEO of your company, I will not stop asking you all these questions. Are you getting it? So
Oh my God. So this one, it's when you have a long-standing relationship or some business relationship with a client, such that because of that relationship, it gives some threats. You become so familiar,
okay,
that you cannot be able to express certain direct sentiment relating to the job. Yeah.
Okay. So this is the reason why you have been changing the auditors for a particular client over every 3 years, isn't it?
That is the reason why that rule came up.
Okay.
I guess.
So the thing is, you see, if you should be auditing one particular firm for 10 years, you see, you'll be seen as a family.
Exactly. Even 2-3 years, we are already a family.
Yeah. You'll be seen as a family. So sometimes you'll be so close to them that maybe whatever they do, like you are just familiar with them, you are common with whatever they are doing. So like you just say, oh Charlie, it's like boys, oh Charlie, doing ourselves. So let's just make. So yes, that is what we call the familiarity threat. You are being an auditor for a particular firm for a number of years. No, you have to send people. That is why most of the audit firms, they change the auditors for the client. They send different teams, maybe every on every audit, a different team will come, different team will come. That is the reason. Or sometimes, depending on how close you are with the person, your friend, maybe your roommate is a financial accountant there, he does something wrong because of how people you are related in the university and those kind of things. You'll be forced not to say certain things because you are going to value the relationship that you have between the two of you. That is what we mean by the familiarity threats. The last one is the intimidation threats. Intimidation threats. Intimidation threats. What do we mean by intimidation threats? What do we mean by intimidation threats? What do you mean by intimidation threats? What do you mean by intimidation threats? Do I have to mention people's name before they will talk?
Okay, so this one comes into play for fear of the accountant losing their job if they should do the right thing.
Okay. Okay. If you say losing their job, there, me, I'm willing to lose the job, but it's my life that I'm not willing to lose. So some people, you go and audit. Me, I did my service with Ghana Audit Service. So we go and audit some of the firms. They say they have done. I mean, we audit the public sector entity. So sometimes you go to the assembly, they will say that they have constructed a toilet somewhere. You are going to for verification, because something verification. You go there and they say that the toilet is at the other end of the sea. It's this thing, this lagoon or this river or something, and you have to use canoe or something to get to the other side. And they say that they have the properties at the other end of the lagoon or the river. What are you going to do? You value your life, isn't it? You can't follow them. They will just go and push you. You don't know how to swim. They will just go and push you. So you just say, okay, we have seen that this thing and we mark it, and that is the end. And sometimes you go and audit a particular firm that accountants did something. There is issue of theft, investment of funds, and a lot of things. And you are saying that you are going to report it. Every day, if you are there, you will see that people are throwing things on the top of your roof. People are throwing things on the top of your roof. Maybe sometimes you come back and see that they have done some sacrifices at your gate or something like that. Those things are all part of the intimidation threats. They are threatening your life. And since you value your life, you might not disclose what you have seen or what you have discovered. That's what we mean by the intimidation threats. The intimidation threats. So the question is saying that if all these threats exist, as a professional accountant, how do you overcome them? How do you manage them? How do you manage them? That is a self-guide to the threats. How do we manage them? How do we manage them? But before we go to these ones, I want to tell you that if you go to the exam, the suggestion that you are going to make, the recommendations that you are going to make will be dependent on the case given to you. You have to look at the case before you and you make the recommendations according to the case. Don't go there and be giving a generic recommendations, which are not even relevant to the case given to you. So the self-guides that we are coming to talk about right now are generic ones, But in any exam question or any exam situation, the recommendations or the self-guides that you are going to give should be relevant or should be related to the case before you, the case before you. So what we are going to do is that those ones that we have over here are generic ones. So one of them is that we should have a strong recruitment procedures. The assumption is that if you have professionals, if you have people that are ethical, people that are highly skilled, people that are highly experienced, they may not engage in some of these unethical and unprofessional activities. That is the first one. So we should work on our recruitment processes. We should ensure that there is effective internal controls. That is why sometimes if they do work, some audit firms will follow up to the client and see what happens. They review the work of those people and see what happens. We should also have education. We should educate people on why they should be ethical, why they should be professional, and also sometimes training and experience requirement for entry into the profession. That is why we have orientation, induction, and those kind of things. And also sometimes we should have a strong disciplinary committee, or we should take a strong disciplinary actions against anyone who acts unprofessionally or something like that. So these ones are generic ones. They are general safeguards. But if you have a question, whatever you are going to do will be dependent on the what? On the question. Will be dependent on the question. So the goal for this meeting or this class is to ensure that we look at the principles, understand them very well. We look at the threat to those principles. We look at some of the safeguards, the recommendations, and we pick questions, examinable questions. We discuss at least one or two of them. Then we move on to next topic, which will be next week. Next week, we are going to do ratios. We are going to do ratios. I want us to do the topics that doesn't need any special treatment. Ratio, there's no special treatment there. You just have to calculate the ratios and write reports. So we just look at how to write reports, how to calculate this ratio, and that is the end. After that one, before, I will see if I can have a separate section for corporate reporting. We look at specialized transactions, business valuation, and even capital reorganization. So for this one, we are done. Any issue in this particular note, read it on your own. The main issue is the ethical issues, which will always come in the corporate reporting exam for 10 marks. 10 marks. So we are going to pick some of the likely questions, then we discuss them, and we say that is the end. So let's take the first question. Let's take the first question. Let's take the first question. Can we see? Can we all see the question? Can we all see the question?
Yes, please.
Who is reading? Then who is reading?
The IT director of Insuatum Limited has asked you to undertake a cost-benefit analysis of a proposed new IT system. The IT director will use this analysis to convince the board of directors of Nsatu that they should invest in the new system. Nsatu's existing computers. This means that Nsatu would have to replace leading to an excess. IT director has suggested that you downplay the cost of replacing the IT infrastructure, as he was sure that he could find a work around that would allow the existing currently uncertain how the has told you that he indicated that your future promotion prospects may depend on this. Require Please go down.
I should go down. Yeah.
IT
Record.
directive request.
Okay. So the question is identify any ethical issue, identify any ethical issue and explain the IFAC's fundamental ethical principles that you'll be breaching if you do as the IT director request. What are some of the ethical issues that are in this question? What of some of the ethical issues that can you identify in this particular case over here?
intimidation threats.
Okay. Okay. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by intimidation threats?
Because if you look at the last paragraph, it's saying that the IT director has told you that he expects the cost-benefit analysis to show favorable results for the new system and has indicated that your future promotion prospects may depend on this.
Okay. All right. Okay, that is nice. All right.
Okay, so the other one is self-interest.
Okay.
And because your future promotion depends on it, you might be tempted to keep quiet.
Okay. 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 You see, all the things that you are mentioning right now, you see, they say ethical issues, not ethical threats. So sometimes if you can use the threat to answer the question, but you have to explain further. You have to explain further.
Okay.
You have to explain further. This one, they're just talking about what are some of the issues over here that will make the what is it, the accountants that will make the person not to act ethically, or that will make the person to act in an ethical way. So the first thing, the issue over here is that the IT director is asking the accountant to say that the new system is going to give us a higher benefit than the cost. In which case, the cost is okay. Socrates. Okay. Socrates, you want to talk?
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
So one of the ethical issues, as you were explaining,
okay,
that the IT, the guy during the review has found out that their computers will not be able to absorb the software.
Okay.
And that when it happens that way, it's going to affect the cost benefit analysis, the cost to over the benefits.
Yes.
But the IT director is insisting that the guy should do the work in such a way that the benefits will outweigh the cost.
Okay.
So here, the fundamental ethical principle that will be breached will be integrity and objectivity.
Okay.
If the guy is to what the IT director is saying.
Okay.
Integrity in the sense that, as we discussed, we are saying that accountants is straightforward and honest in all their works.
Okay.
So though the guy has identified that the thing is not going to help, the cost will over the benefit, but the IT director is insisting he should make it the other way around.
Okay.
So if the guy goes by that, he is violating the ethical principles of integrity.
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah.
That is very nice. That is very nice. But you alone, why should you mention two ethical principles? You should mention only one. Someone want to mention the objectivity. Are you getting it? Someone want to mention the objectivity. But you mentioned the objectivity already. So objectivity will also be violated in a sense that because of the promotional package that is given over there, the accountant will pursue his personal interest and do what is not right. So he will let his personal interest override his professional judgment. That is the issue about the objectivity. But I'm talking about the ethical issue. The ethical issue over here is that the IT director is saying that accountants should report that the cost benefit analysis is higher than the cost benefit analysis is favorable. Meanwhile, it is unfavorable. So the ethical issue is that the accountants will be forced, or the IT director is telling the accountant to report what is not there. Should say that the cost benefit analysis is favorable, which is not favorable. That is the ethical issues there. And as I also said, you can also use the threats to answer the ethical issue question. But if you are saying it, don't just list it. Don't just say self-interest threat and leave it like that. No, explain why you are saying the self-interest threat is an ethical issue. It's an ethical issue. The ethical issue over here is the cost-benefit analysis, that they are saying that he should report it favorable, which is not that. So what issue is, it will make the accountant not to act in an ethical way. That is the ethical issue. That is the ethical issue. Which issue in the question is likely to make the accountant to act unprofessional? You can also talk about the benefit. The benefit over there, if it is huge, it will make the accountant know to be professional. So the benefit also is an ethical issue. So though I'm saying that you can also use the threat to answer the question. All right. Socrates and someone also using Lance's room. Who is that? Okay. The person using the room, you can talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, Sina.
Yeah, I was looking at the threat of intimidation. It looks like the IT director is preventing the finance director from complying with principle.
Yes, yes.
Ensuring that he must make sure that the benefits, the cost of the project,
Yeah.
the benefits of the project outweighs the cost of the project.
That is true. That is true. And if you don't do this, we are not going to promote you. Is that not the case?
That's exactly it.
Okay. So I'm saying that sometimes you can use the threat to answer the question, but don't just list it. Explain it. Are you getting it? So if you mention the intimidation threat and explain why you are saying intimidation threat is an ethical issue, then the examiner will take it. Do we get it? I hope you're okay with what I said.
Yes.
Okay. So you can say self-interest threat, but explain why the self-interest threat is an ethical issue. Are we getting it? So let's come to the fundamental principles that you will be violating when you accept the request of this one. Our brother mentioned two. He said integrity and objectivity. Do you think any other will be violated? Do you think any of them will be violated again? Do you think any of them will be violated? Prima. Beatrice.
Professional behavior.
Why do you say professional behavior? Because you are saying something that I have in my head. Why do you say so? Why do you say so? Why do you say so?
Okay, so we can say professional behavior because by agreeing to his cost benefit analysis, that those integrity and objectivity has already been broken.
Okay.
And it makes him not to behave professionally.
Okay. Okay. That is very nice. Someone want to add to what she said, what our sister said. Someone want to add? Someone want to add? Okay, room, you can talk. Socrates, you can also talk.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. So as we said, professional behavior simply means accountants shouldn't do things that will discredit the professional body. That's the accountant's body. Exactly. Now, if the guy agrees to the IT director's plea and somebody from outside comes and review the work and finds out that the cost actually will outweigh the benefit, meaning the guy has disgraced the accountancy body.
Okay.
He has brought a disgrace to the accountancy body.
Okay, that is very nice. That is very nice. Okay, room. Room, do you have something for us or your hand is still up? Beatrice, are you on this call? Beatrice, are you still here? Okay, Les.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are talking about a professional behavior as an ethical principle, because if the accountant or the guy goes the way the IT director has initially informed him that he expects this thing should be done in favorable for his promotion, and it means that regardless of his competence at the workplace, he is supposed to go the direction of the director, not bringing his professional background or his professional expertise on board.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's nice. Is Beatrice on this call? Beatrice, are you here? Beatrice is not here. Beatrice is gone. All right. You see, I want to add to what our brothers have said. You're all correct. But if you talk about professional behavior, I can also add this thing to what you have said. You see, if you are saying professional behavior, we are saying in a sense that the IT director is teaching you the accounting work. Very simple. The IT director is trying to teach you what to do as an accountant. Is that not the case? Is that not the case? If you are doing what the IT director asks you to do, it means that the IT director is teaching you what you do as an accountant. You don't know what you have to do as an accountant. And if you do that, you are engaging in activities that will discredit the profession. That's one thing that I'll also add to what we all have said. Do you think another principle will be violated? Do you think another principle will be violated? Do you think another principle? Yeah.
In this case, can somebody say that the professional competence and due care, in the sense that the accountant is expected to act diligently? So, in the course of actually making sure that this product works hook or crook, the accountant might not be acting diligently. So, can you say that professional competence and due care, even though it doesn't got to do with professional knowledge, but the accountant is not acting diligently, can you put across professional competence and due care?
Yeah, you see the question that you have asked right now, I'm thinking about a question. So let me think small and get back to you. Okay, for me, I don't think it has, this particular case has nothing to do with professional competence and due care, because the question didn't say anything about the competence and the competence level of the accountants. Are you getting it? So, but if they ask you to mention the 5 ethical principles, then you add the professional behavior, the professional competence. Do you get it?
Okay.
All right. But what I was expecting you to say is the confidentiality. Is a confidentiality. Is a confidentiality. Is a confidentiality.
So what confidentiality in this case?
All right. You see, confidentiality, what we said is that there are some cases that you can't be confidential, isn't it? So you can see that this information that you are trying to hide, which is a cost outweighing the benefit, is very crucial to the decisions that the shareholders are going to make, isn't it? So you have to disclose it to them. All right. So I don't think the confidentiality will also be part, but I'm just trying to think aloud. So, but the three basic things that will be violated is the professional behavior, integrity, and professional and objectivity. Are we okay? All right. So let's move on. Let's move on to the question. Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
And in this instance, in the question, the question is not too plain about the fact that the person is a member of the institute, but just said that the person is, let's say, a finance manager or a finance head. You have to, first of all, put the clause that assume that the person is a member, or you just go ahead straight away and then name the ethical principles and then give the scenarios where the ethical principles be.
Okay. Okay, that is a nice question. But the question, no matter what, the question will always be clear that the person is a newly qualified or is a member of the institute. The question will always be there, because if you're not a member of the institute, you are not allowed to obey the principles. Are you getting it? Do you get my argument? Yeah. So the question will always be clear. The questions will always be clear that the person is a member of the institute. All right. Can we move on? Okay, let's look at question 6. Let's look at question 6. All right, who is going to read for us? Who is going to read for us?
Did you say question 6?
Yeah, question 6.
Okay. Goodman recently qualified as accountant with the Institute of Chartered Accountants, Ghana. He works with a manufacturing company in Tamale, Ghana, and he has been asked by his line manager to complete a costing exercise and given a very short deadline as well as limited resources for the exercise. Goodman thinks that the president of the company is planning to use this information to restructure the company, including making some of Goodman's close colleagues redundant. Goodman is very worried that the outcome of his work cannot be robust enough to be used for such a big business decision by the company. But his line manager is putting him under a lot of pressure to complete the work pretty much quickly. Required. Evaluate 4 ethical issues facing Goodman and recommend 4 possible courses of action Goodman should consider taking.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. So after reading, give us one of the ethical issues that you think is facing Goodman. Christiana. Leadership by example. So after reading, give us one.
Okay, so one is objectivity.
Okay. Why do you say so?
Because he's worried about what the tax or the exercise is being asked to do, and then he doesn't know the outcome, what will come, whether he's going to satisfy the boss, and that will turn out right. But for the business, he's going to go against it. Okay. So he's contemplating, and that's make him biased if you want to go by the manager's request.
Okay, Christina, don't go off yet. You see the explanation that you are giving right now, huh?
Yes.
Is the explanation that will give you the mark. So okay. the objectivity that you have mentioned, if you just say objectivity over there, now objectivity, how you should tell the examiner why you are saying objectivity is an ethical issue. So the explanation will give you the marks. So since okay. you are the person who reads the questions and everything for me, I'm going to give you the full mark. But anyone else will be getting 2 marks less than yours. Are you okay there?
All right.
All right, because of you are the one reading. So let's move on. All right. Any ethical issue again?
Then which means you're not being objective in giving your marks.
I've declared my position to you guys. I've declared my position to you guys. I'll take the $100,000. So what else do you want me to say again?
Okay. Yes. Let me go next.
Okay. All right.
I feel there's a bit of confidentiality as well, because he has a hint of what the work will be used for, okay. And it might involve redundancy for his colleagues, okay. Or his close friends as well.
Okay.
So if he doesn't take time, he will let the cat out of the bag before the exercise is being implemented. So there'll be a bit of confidentiality as well for him to handle.
Okay, that is nice. That is nice. That is nice. So as I said, you have gotten a mark which is 2 less than what Christina has gotten. So let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Room, do you want to talk?
Sir.
Yes.
I think there's a threat of intimidation.
Okay. Okay.
And because the accountant is being forced to finish the assignment within a very short deadline.
Okay.
As to whether he's going to do a very good job or not.
Okay.
He's been asked to finish the job within a very short period.
Okay. Okay.
And so maybe if there are issues concerning principle, he might ignore compliance with principle and then go ahead and look at it because he's being intimidated. He's being asked to do what he has to do at all costs.
Okay. Okay. You see the intimidation that you have said. I'm not much concerned about that one. You see the ethical issue is the explanation that you have given. So what is present in the question that will make the accountant to act unprofessional? That is the ethical issue. That is the ethical issue. So it's not always that you mention the principles or the threats, but you just have to identify what is present in the case given to you that will make this professional accountant act unprofessional. Are you getting it? Yeah.
So that was just going to make me come up with a question.
Okay.
To evaluate the ethical issues.
Okay.
Are you supposed to look at the principle involved, or are you supposed to look at the threats that are involved? Which ones?
Most of times, if you study the case very well, you see that okay, there are some principles in the question, or there are some things talking about principles in the question that will be violated, or that will raise an ethical issue. Then you identify them, explain why there will be an ethical issue. Are you getting it? If you also identify threats in the question, that you see that this threat can be an issue of ethical, can be an ethical issue, then you fish out the threat and explain why they are ethical issues. Are you getting it? So I can't say this one or that one. Are you getting it?
Okay.
Okay, so please, another trait I see here is a familiarity trait.
Okay.
And then the reason is that because he knows the outcome of his work might cost the job of some of his friends, he might be tempted not to be objective in his work.
Okay. Okay. That is also nice. Socrates.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
I can also see that one ethical issue is about the timing, the deadline that he's supposed to meet, and the limited resources given him.
Do you have a sister?
Do
you have a sister?
Yes, please, like she's married.
Is she married?
Yes, please.
Oh, no. Then what I want to say there, I can't say that thing again. Because of the answer that you are giving me, because of the answer that you are giving, I want to marry your sister for free. But since your sister is married, yes, this is an ethical issue.
I'll give you a cousin.
Me, I want a DB. DB there, they don't stress. If you have a DB, you see, what you are saying is an ethical issue. The time factor and the resource is an ethical issue. All right, move on. Let's move on.
Yeah, so it's going to affect the quality of work that you produce.
Okay.
And that we are saying that one of the ethical principles are professional competence and due care.
Okay.
The accountant should be address the current issues and continuous affairs so that we're able to provide quality and diligent work for the client.
Okay.
But now that he's under pressure and even with limited resources, I don't think we'll be able to produce quality work for the client.
All right. So Freeman, Roxanne, and other people that have spoken, you can see that Socrates was able to identify an issue that would be an ethical issue. That is the time factor. The time given to the person, the time is too short. So it means that because of the time, the person might not be able to produce a proper report. I get the argument. Les, you want to say something? Les, you want to say something?
Yes. I wanted to talk about professional behavior in this sense that, the accountant is expected
Eric.
To comply with the relevant laws and long-standing relationship with other colleagues, he still needs to forge ahead and then carry on his duties.
Okay. All right. That is very nice. That is very nice. That is very nice. All right. Do you have anyone want to come in again? Ruth, you are welcome. Do you have something for us? Ruth, you are welcome. Do you have something for us? Is it that some of you use a name that is not your name for the Zoom registration or something? Because I'll mention the name, people they don't even know they are the one that I'm calling. All right, let's move on. So the first issue over here, which is an ethical issue, is the time factor and then the resource given to the person. Looking at the nature of the work, the person needs time. The accountant needs time. He needs more resources to carry out a diligent or a professional way. But because of the time, you'll be under pressure to bring in a scanty work which might not meet the requirements of what they want to use it for. Another one is the competence. Goodman thinks that he's not sure. He's doubting himself. He's doubting that he can do that. He's not even sure that he can do the work. That thing, there is something over there talking about. He's very worried that the outcome of his work cannot be robust enough to be used for such. So since he's doubting himself, it means that he can't give all. He can't give his all. He is doubting. He's not sure that he is even the right man for the work. So you doubting yourself. If you are doubting yourself, you are going to write an exam and you are doubting yourself. You have failed in advance. So his competence, he's not sure. We are talking about competence here. So Goodman thinks that he doesn't have the competence to do the work. And if you are doubting yourself, you can't go and do a proper work. That is also another ethical issue. The other ethical issue is the issue about the dismissal of his colleague friends. The dismissal of his colleague friends. The dismissal of his colleague friends. So since Goodman may be having a strong standing or a long-standing relationship with these colleagues, and if he should do a proper work, his colleagues will be dismissed. So if he should feel for the colleagues, he's going to do a shoddy work or a scanty work, an improper work, unprofessional work, and that will also be an ethical issue. Another one is the pressure. He's under pressure. He's under pressure to do the work fast. And even the decision that they are going to use, or what they are going to use the report for, can also be an ethical factor. And even the pressure given to him by his boss can also be an ethical issue. But what I'm saying is that you can still mention the ethical principles, but explain why you are saying that particular ethical principles is an ethical issue. You can still mention the ethical threats, but explain why that particular ethical threat that you are mentioning is an ethical issue. Don't just mention it and put it there. Explain why you are saying it is an ethical issue. Are we okay? Can we move on?
Yes, please.
All right. So you can, I'm not saying that you can't mention the ethical issues, the ethical principles. You can still mention, but explain. No, we don't have any correct answer. That is what we have also identified from the case. What you also have identified, explain why it is an ethical issue. That is very simple. Don't just write it objectivity and leave it. No, unless the question asks you that directly, that you should state or you should list the ethical principles that will be violated in the question. With that one, you can just state them and move on. But if the question is not direct, if you mention the ethical principle, explain why it is an issue. Are we okay? Can we move on? Please, can we move on? Please, can we move on?
Yes, please.
Okay, can we, so what possible course of action will you tell Goodman should consider taking?
First one, because he's doubting himself about the work that he's going to do.
Yeah,
I think he should upgrade himself you should
You
upgrade
should upgrade.
himself.
You should go and upgrade before I come and do the work. The work should
No, not really. Like maybe you can find some, sometimes you can just read around some.
Yeah, now that you are talking, don't say the upgrading. Upgrading can be like 2 years or 3 years. Are you getting my argument?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So he can quickly find some material and read about it in order to help him to do the work that is required of him.
That is very nice. Or in other words, I can say that he should believe himself. He should believe himself that he can do it.
Confidence.
Yes, that he can do it. He should believe himself that he can do it. That is how I'm going to put it. But how you also put it is not different. It will still be marked. Are you okay there?
Okay.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Okay, what's next?
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yes.
Please, can you say that he can also include an additional accountant to review his work since he's not confident about the work?
That is very nice, but don't see additional accountant, a senior accountant,
okay, a senior accountant.
Yes, to review the work. But sometimes because of the time factor, maybe, but what you are saying is very correct. But because of the time factor, maybe he can't have someone to review the work, but someone ahead of him or someone who is in a senior position,
superior,
have to review the work. Have to review the work. That is very important. That's very important. All right. What else? What does you think is be a recommendation?
Please, can you say that he can also report to those charged with governance?
Those
charged with governance.
Those charged with governance. Yeah. Okay. All right. Someone is saying that they can report those charged with governance. Is someone saying that? Is someone saying that we can report to those charged with governance?
I said.
Yeah, is someone saying that we can report to those charged with governance? Can someone hear me? Can someone hear me? All right. So someone is also saying that he can decline the job. Yes, he can be clear and sincere and say that this job, I don't think I can do it. That is also a recommendation. All right. Okay. Hello, can you hear me? Can anyone hear me? Can someone hear me?
We can hear you, please.
Okay, so I'm saying that.
Yes, please. We can. Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm saying that he can reject the work. He can say that he can't do the work. He doesn't think that he's the best man to do this work. He can also do that. He can also do that. Another one is also that you should forget about the kind of relationship that he has with the colleagues and do the right thing. That is also another recommendation. That is also another recommendation. But the person who say he can resign, that is too straightforward. No, he can just you can just decline the offer that you can't do it. You can just decline the offer that you can't do it. But you resigning because of this simple thing, where are you going to get a job? Getting job in Ghana is very difficult. So resigning there is too straightforward. Can we move on? Can we move on?
Yes, please.
Do you have any
Sir.
Yeah.
Like one of the safeguards, what if the company has set out policies in a manual for staff of the finance department?
Okay.
So can we refer to policies in a manual as a safeguard that will reference to a particular section of the manual? Staff are not allowed to do such duties.
Okay. Okay.
Another safeguard.
Okay, that can only be an option when there is a policy regarding the job given to good man over here. If there is,
excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Please, someone should ask Madam Ruth to off her video.
Madam Ruth, the video is worrying you. Okay, don't worry. I'll off it.
I think she's exposing too much. She's just exposing herself. She should just
exposing herself.
Yes.
Hey, Benny. So you two, do you have to watch that? Me, I'm not seeing anything. Okay, you are a man. I understand. You are a man. Maybe I'm in the seminary school, so those things doesn't do anything to me. Madam Ruth, you can hear what your colleagues are saying. I beg. I'm sure she's not on the call again. Can you see her on the call? Is she on the call? Okay, she's gone. She's gone. Can we move on now? Can someone hear me?
Yes, please, we can hear you.
Okay, someone is saying that you refer to a policy guide, but I'm saying that if there is a policy in the manual regarding what or the kind of job given to him, the kind of assignment given to him, then he can refer to that policy in the manual and do what is expected of him. Are you okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. So if you want to say it, then you just say it as if there is a policy in the manual regarding this particular assignment. Are you okay? All right. Let's move on. Let's take the last one, then let's take the last one, then we call it a night. All right. Question 8, Christiana. Christiana, are you there? Christiana, are you there?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Question 8.
Question 8.
Yes, question 8.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
My network.
I can hear you.
Question 8. Mr. Charles Ajekum is on behalf of a small independent trader. An annual practicing certificate is not required. This is the first some errors were noted in the previous accounts. It appeared that the accounts were based on incomplete records. as certain costs were excluded. Some additional work to be completed on. Kindly go down, scroll.
Okay. All right, is it okay? Is it okay?
However, the client would also ask him to, and the bank would like some additional IFAX code of ethics, amend on their relevance to the above scenario.
Okay. So what are the ethical principles?
I'm done.
Okay, that's nice. So what are the ethical principles that are?
I'm done.
Yes. Okay, thank you. So what are the ethical principles that are applying and are relevant to the above example there?
Okay, so I think I see professional competence and UK.
Okay, why?
Is not competent enough.
Okay.
To handle the incomplete books or records. So meaning account is not good enough to give information to the users.
Okay.
Yeah, and he doesn't have those skills to do those corrections.
Okay.
So yeah, professional competence and UK.
So it means that he's not at the level required to do the work. He doesn't have the required skills and those things to do the work, isn't it?
Exactly, yes.
All right. That is very nice. People, I don't even read the question. So whatever you are saying, since it's part of the principles, I will just take it. All right. My boss has spoken. So forgive.
Yes.
Okay.
I wanted to say the professional competence and but okay. So we can say professional behavior.
Okay.
In the sense that the professional accountant was supposed to prepare the accounts based on complete records. And he's just I don't know, he's just preparing the account based on incomplete records. So he's not complying to the relevant laws and regulations. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, that's what I think.
Okay. All right. What again?
Integrity.
Okay, integrity now.
Since the client want to use the auditor's opinion for bank loan and their data is not complete, the accountant may be forced to express dishonest opinion for them to be granted a loan.
Okay, that is very nice. That is also nice. That is also nice. That is also nice. That is also nice. What is? What again? What again? My people, you are not talking. Socrates. 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 Okay.
Yes, sir. My network was off, so I just joined.
Okay.
My network was off.
Don't worry, the recording will be available on the Telegram page. I'll forward the Telegram page to the WhatsApp
Okay,
page.
sir.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Socrates, you're not talking. Socrates, or you can't see any ethical principles there. Freeman, can you see any ethical principles there? Socrates, can you see any ethical principle in the question? Okay. Mikro, I'm here to read a question. I'm here to read a question. So I'm here to read a question. Okay, let me read a question and get the answers. Okay, so someone say about professional competence, isn't it? Someone talks about professional competence, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Integrity.
Okay, that is nice. Integrity too is nice. And okay, someone also talk about objectivity. Did someone also talk about objectivity? Did someone also talk about objectivity? Hey, my people, you are not here. All right. So what will happen is that the rest of the questions, you have to try them on yourself. You have to try them. You have to try them yourselves. If you have any problem, my number is on the page. You will just click on it and WhatsApp me. And you can send me the solution if you like. Are we okay?
Sir,
Yes.
I was just about to ask you that if it were possible for you to send the solutions to the questions, and then you are saying that we should do it ourselves and then we should send the solutions.
You want to write here, so you don't want to do any work on your own.
You see, sometimes when you get the right solution, the solutions itself, it makes you to understand or look at maybe some issues that you didn't really look at. That's what I will ask you about the solution.
That is your belief. Me, I don't believe that is. I've been doing this on my belief. I believe that you reading already solved questions is not adding anything to you. You are just reading something that is so it's not even motivating you to learn. But if you believe that everyone is born with a knowledge and you can give an answer to a question, whether you know it or you don't know it, is very important. It will motivate you to learn. So if I should give you a solution to a question, it means that I'm giving you something that I'm thinking that you don't know anything. And you just come and read my thing. And if you meet a question that you haven't seen before, you can't use your own head to write something. So media, I don't believe that. That is why most of the questions that you're going to see, they will always be tutorial questions. There will not be any answer to them. You have to use your head and do it. Just read a question. They taught you ethical issues. See the question, at least be able to understand one ethical issue is there and try to explain it or try to solve the question on your own. And if you are done, you can give it to someone you think that, okay, the person is okay, the person can review it and say, okay, you should have said this, you should have said that. So the questions there is only the ones that we are going to solve in a class that maybe you copy the solution or I will send a solution to you, the one that we solve in the class. But those that are yet to be solved, nah, my brother, you can't get the solution. Even if you bribe me, I won't give it to you.
I thought you said that the self-interest rate, that's what you take.
No. For this one, I won't take. There are certain of them that for some of them I won't take. No matter what happens, I won't take. And this one is one of them.
10,000.
No, I won't take this one. I won't take for this one. If I'm taking it, I'm encouraging you to be lazy. Be supposed not to be so. Are you getting it? It's not the fact is we are all writing exam. We want to pass exam, but it doesn't end there. Are you getting it? After the exam, what's next? If you're not okay with things, if you can't do things on your own, what will happen at the workplace? Are you getting it? Yes. And passing this exam is not about where you go to class, who taught you, all those kind of things. It's about your individual effort and those kind of things. Are you getting it? Me, I'm there. If you have any question, whether we have treated that question or not, just send a question to me. If you are sending a question, make sure you send your own solution. That, okay, I'm solving this question that I don't understand, and this is how I solve it. Send it to me. I will look at it, then I'll say, well, you should have done this, you should have done that. Then we all move on. But me giving you solution, no. For you not doing anything there, that one day I can't do. And people I can't do. If you should give me $20,000, I won't do. Maybe I can take the money, but I won't give you the solution. So senior, try to solve it on your own. Then you just send the solution to me that this is how you solve it. This is a theory question. No? This is a theory question. So whatever answer that you are giving, there is no wrong answer. It's only calculation that if the answer is 10,000, the answer is 10,000. That one day we can do something about
it. Please, I missed a section of the lecture. That's the beginning of the lecture.
Okay.
I don't know if you did an overview of the whole course and then how the respective areas and how they work, how the marks are located. I don't know if
we have done that. We have done that from the beginning. But if you want me to do it, yeah, I will do it.
If you can just please touch on it for the next 5 minutes, I'll be very pleased.
Okay, the question 1 is consolidated financial statement, 25 marks, question 1. And this one under consolidated financial statement, we're not talking about the one that you did in the FR. We are talking about advanced ones where there will be issue about step acquisition. Control will begin in stages. The parent will buy 10%, will come and buy 20, will come and buy 30, where you consolidate as at the day that control is gained. Sometimes the parents can also buy more than 50 and still buy additional shares. That is step acquisition. You also have disposal, where the parent will dispose all the subsidiary or its investment in subsidiary or part of it. You also have complex groups, where the parent will be the owner of company B and company B will also be the owner of another company. Then we have issue about sub and sub-subsidiary. You also have consolidated statement of cash flow, where we prepare cash flow for 2 companies. The one that you know is one company. You also have acquisition of foreign subsidiary, which is a company in Ghana buying a company in Nigeria. These 4 issues are under consolidated financial statement, and one of them will come for 20 marks. If you come to question 2, we have standards there, which is 20 marks. Standards, 20 marks. If you go to question 3, we have standards also there for 10 marks. So if in corporate reporting, standards account for 30 marks. And you are going to have ethical issues, which is a question B for 10 marks, which is what we have done right now. It is for 10 marks. Then if you go to question 4, you see questions about specialized transaction, which can either be business valuation or capital reorganization, which is 15 marks. And you see question B, which is a theory on the consolidated financial statement for 5 marks. Then you go to question 5, you see ratio analysis, interpretation of financial statement, where they will ask you to prepare, to calculate some ratios and prepare a report for 20 marks. So all that is 100 marks for corporate reporting. Are we okay?
You said ratios, how many marks are allocated?
20 marks.
Okay.
Okay. So ratios.
Specialized transactions also. Specialized transactions. 25.
15. Yeah, 15 marks.
Okay. So
we look at ratio. Okay.
So is it for FR or for CR?
That is TR, corporate reporting.
Oh, okay. So when are we doing FR? It means I'm lost.
FR, this question is in FR. This topic is in FR.
Yes.
Yes. So what I'm doing right now is that I'm joining FR and the CR together because of the same topics that they do, especially the standards and the ratio. So after we are done with the specific topics that are common to FR and then the CR, then I will separate the CR from the FR. Then FR will be having their own section, CR will also be having their own section. Are you okay? So next week we do FR and CR again, where we are going to do ratio analysis. Are you getting it? Then from now on, I'll have a different section for CR, where we are going to do business reorganization. And the following week, then we start with the standards. There may be a month's time, we finish with the standards, because I will be adding I'll be adding additional day to the normal day, which is a Saturday. I'll add additional day, but that one I will tell you later. So after we're done with the standards, then FR will be separated from CR. Then we'll be doing our separating. We are just hoping that by the end of June, at least we should be okay with everything. Are we okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. So do you have any question? People say I used to talk fast. Is that true? Okay, someone is saying, Dennis is talking about timetable. Timetable is every Saturday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Every Saturday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. for now. For now. All right. So, Christiana. Christiana.
Yes.
Yes, people say I used to talk fast like your son who is making the noise there. Is it true?
They said I talk fast, meaning I was reading so fast.
No. They say me. Me, I used to talk fast like your son or your daughter over there.
Perhaps.
Is it true?
Oh, I can't confirm that.
You see, this is the reason why. You see, this is the reason why US can be at one place waiting for Africa for 250 years, but we won't get to where they are.
And we are not straightforward.
Yes, I asked you yes or no question, and you're saying
with me, no, it's normal, but you know, everyone with the listening capacity.
Okay. Okay. Forgive. What do you have to say?
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Please, the question again.
Hey, the question.
My network was kind of going.
The question has gotten finished. That was the last question that I had.
Please, you say what?
All right. Okay. Someone is saying that I should give you the FR to FR. Okay, Kofi. For the FR, the question 1 is consolidated financial statement, which is 20 marks. This can be on profit or loss or statement of financial position. Question 2 is standards, which is 20 marks. Question 3 is final accounts, final account, published account, which is 20 marks. Question 4 is ratio, which is 20 marks. Question 5 will still have part of the standards. We'll have one standard over there, which is 5 marks. We'll have a theory question on consolidated financial statement, which is also 5 marks. Then you either see a question on this particular topic, or you see a question on conceptual framework for 10 marks. So that is the 100 marks. Kofi, are we okay now? All right, forgive.
So,
question. Yeah.
I wanted to ask, any specific or required manuals which are supposed to use for the program? Are we supposed to look at the manuals apart from the ICG manual?
Oh, you can any manual, any textbook that FR corporate reporting is written on it is a readable material that you have to read. But I mean, they are normally use the ACCA material. So if you want it, I can share it with you.
Then please, I'll ask that to share it on the platform so that we can have a look.
Okay, but the thing is, I'll give you notes, which is more detailed than the essay manual.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so don't worry.
Thank you very much.
So forgive, the question just came back. I'm saying that people say I used to talk fast. Is that true?
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's not, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, for me, I'm not talking for them.
Okay, senior, Ni is part of the class. Ni is here. All right, Ni, how are you? Hey, let's do roll call. I want to know everyone's name because the names that people are having here, even if I mention the name, I don't want to respond. Justiana.
Yes.
Justiana. John.
Present.
Present. Okay, John.
Yes, sir.
So you are there that you don't want to talk. Hey, Mommy AC. Mommy AC is not there. Some people they just join the class and leave there and not talk them. All right. So guys, we are done. So I hope we are clear with everything. Do you still have any question to ask about regulatory framework and then maybe the ethical issues or something like that? Do you have any question?
Please, I want to ask.
Okay.
So, are we done all on this particular topic, or along the way we'll visit it again?
No, we are done. Unless we want to do revision, or we like maybe we are solving a question that we come back and look at it.
Okay. Thank you.
But for now, we are done. All right.
All right.
So what you have to do right now is to be solving questions on this one. We are looking for questions and try to solve them.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Any other question? Dennis.
Yes.
So you're also part of this class?
Yes, please. I just joined, but I went off and came back again.
Okay.
Yes, please. But please, my worry is that the way you spoke about the combining the CR and then the FR.
Yeah.
You have a selective topics that you combine, which is related to the two subjects.
Exactly.
I'll be glad if you can share with us a detailed timetable of how your programs are structured so that we know this period we are going to have these and these and that, so that we can also prepare ahead or do some certain advanced research or read over some of this topic before we join.
Okay. Have you done FR before?
Yes, I've sat for a paper before anyway.
Okay. So what research do you want to do again? Because If you have sat for
Is
FR
it?
before, it means that you have done ratio before. But the question,
Yeah.
the note that you are going to use, the note will be on the platform before every Wednesday.
All right then.
Yeah,
Okay.
so the note will be there. So maybe you join late. That's why you are not able to have access to this one, because I posted this note on Wednesday.
Oh, I just joined today.
Yeah, that's why. So the notes before Wednesday, the note will be there. Even if the note is not there, just call me. Call me with your number. That's it. The note
All
is
right.
not there. Come and put it there.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. All right.
Okay.
So we don't have any other concern again. All right. So we can end the class now, right?
Yes, I think if
Okay.
there's no need for the contributions and suggestions, I think we can put an end to these sessions.
Okay, I've supported you with
I
1,000 bucks.
second.
So I've also supported with 1,000 bucks of cement. So I will see you next week. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. All right.